Do you think the Crown has shown the whole truth about Diana? Don't be fooled. There are many shocking facts about Diana that were cut from the show to limit negative public comments. Many say that the Crown was manipulated by the British royal family and forced to follow their limited script. Trust me, you won't find these Diana secrets anywhere else, so don't miss this video. During Diana's royal years, people mostly overlooked the serious conflict between her and the Queen Mother. We all know that Princess Diana's marriage to Prince Charles wasn't her family's first encounter with the British royal family. Diana's maternal grandmother, Lady Ruth Fermoy, had deep connections with the royals, serving as a lady-in-waiting to the Queen Mother, Charles's grandmother. This relationship began in 1956 and evolved over the years into a close friendship between Lady Fermoy and the Queen Mother. Lady Fermoy's role within the royal household afforded her an intimate understanding of royal life. Her duties as a lady-in-waiting included accompanying the Queen Mother on public engagements, managing her correspondence, and providing personal support. Through these responsibilities, Lady Fermoy became well acquainted with the intricacies of the royal family's inner workings and their unique lifestyle. In his biography, Diana, Her True Story, in her own words, Andrew Morton highlights how Lady Fermoy's experiences shaped her perception of the royal family. Morton reveals that Lady Fermoy advised her granddaughter Diana about the challenges she might face marrying into the royal family. She warned Diana, "You must understand that their sense of humor and lifestyle are very different, and I don't think it will suit you." This advice underscores Lady Fermoy's awareness of the stark contrast between Diana's upbringing and the expectations of royal life. Despite this cautionary advice, Diana married Prince Charles in 1981. Initially, their union was celebrated with much fanfare, and Diana quickly became a beloved figure. However, as their marriage began to unravel, the familial support Diana might have expected from Lady Fermoy was noticeably absent. According to reports, including those cited by Robert Runcie in The Times in 1996, Lady Fermoy sided with Charles as the marriage deteriorated. Runcie noted, "She was totally and wholly a Charles person because she's seen him grow up, loved him like all the women at court do, and regarded Diana as an actress, a schemer." This allegiance likely stemmed from Lady Fermoy's long-standing relationship with the Queen Mother and her familiarity with Charles from his childhood. Her loyalty to Charles and the royal establishment placed Diana in a difficult position, feeling isolated even from her own family. We made the mistake of constantly blaming Diana and Charles's adultery for the breakdown of their marriage, forgetting that the age gap between them could have been the main cause. When they became engaged, he was 32, while she was only 19. This 13-year difference placed them in vastly different stages of life, which inevitably impacted their relationship. At 32, Prince Charles was an established figure within the royal family, with years of experience in fulfilling his royal duties and navigating the public eye. He had seen and experienced much of the world, carrying the weight of his role as the heir to the British throne. Diana, on the other hand, was still a teenager, fresh out of her relatively sheltered upbringing, and just beginning to find her place in the world. The contrast between Charles's maturity and Diana's youthful naivety set the stage for a union fraught with challenges. The vast difference in their life experiences and perspectives was evident from the outset. Diana's upbringing, while aristocratic, did not prepare her for the intense scrutiny and rigid protocols of royal life. Charles, who had been groomed for this role from birth, found it difficult to relate to Diana's struggles. As an old employee of the royal household told The Sun, "They didn't know each other, and at 19 you don't know your mind. They had nothing in common, and as time went by, that really showed." This observation underscores the fundamental disconnect between them, one that was rooted not only in their age difference, but also in their vastly different life experiences. When they became engaged, the age gap was rarely questioned. Royal correspondent Stephen Bates told Time that society at the time was more accustomed to significant age differences in marriages, especially among the aristocracy. The focus was more on the union's symbolic and strategic significance rather than the personal compatibility of the individuals involved. The public and media were more captivated by the fairy tale aspect of the engagement rather than the practical realities of their age difference. However, as the marriage progressed, the implications of their age gap became more apparent. Diana, still in the process of maturing and understanding herself, struggled to find her footing within the confines of royal life. Charles, with his established routines and expectations, found it difficult to bridge the gap between them. The lack of common ground became increasingly evident, as they often found themselves at odds over their interests, priorities, and ways of coping with the pressures of their roles. As noted by Reader's Digest, people eventually accepted that the age gap was one of the main reasons that the marriage ultimately failed. Diana's youthful exuberance and desire for affection clashed with Charles's more reserved and duty-bound nature. This disparity led to misunderstandings and emotional distance, exacerbating the existing pressures from the media and public scrutiny. The age gap not only highlighted their different stages of life, but also magnified their incompatible approaches to marriage and personal fulfillment. On the other hand, how much is known about Princess Diana's dream of becoming a ballet actress? Princess Diana's affinity for dancing was more than just a pastime. It was a lifelong passion that she cherished deeply. Her love for ballet began at a young age, revealing a side of her that was artistic, expressive, and deeply personal. This dream of becoming a ballerina was not just a fleeting childhood fantasy, but a profound aspiration that she held on to well into her adulthood. As Pop Sugar reported, Diana had hoped to pursue ballet professionally. This ambition, however, faced an insurmountable challenge as she grew taller. Reaching a height of 5'10", Diana surpassed the typical height for a ballerina, making it impractical to continue aspiring for a professional career in ballet. Despite this setback, her love for dance never waned. She continued to take dance lessons, even after her marriage to the royal family, demonstrating her unwavering dedication to the art. Diana's ballet teacher, Anne Allen, played a significant role in nurturing this passion. Allen has spoken about Diana's deep connection to dance, highlighting how integral it was to her life. Over time, as we went through our dance class, I realized just how much dance meant to her. She had danced in her soul, Allen recalled. This statement underscores the profound emotional and psychological importance of dance to Diana. It was not merely an activity, but a form of expression and an essential part of her identity. Even though Diana could not become a professional ballerina, she found solace and joy in dance throughout her life. She often attended ballet performances and supported dance institutions, further showcasing her commitment to the art. Her presence at these events was more than just a royal duty. It was a genuine display of her passion and support for the dance community. Her love for ballet also translated into her personal life. Diana would sometimes incorporate dance into her interactions with her children, Prince William and Prince Harry. It is reported that she would encourage them to dance and play, using movement and music as a means to bond and create joyful memories. This aspect of her personality contributed to the affectionate and playful image that endeared her to the public. Diana's passion for dance was also a form of escape from the pressures of royal life. The discipline, focus, and freedom that dance offered provided her with a much-needed respite from the public scrutiny and personal challenges she faced. It was a way for her to connect with herself, to express her emotions, and to find a sense of peace and fulfillment. One of the most poignant expressions of her love for dance was seen in her famous solo performance at the Royal Opera House in 1985. Diana surprised the audience, including her husband Prince Charles, by performing a dance to Billy Joel's Uptown Girl. This bold and unexpected move was a testament to her courage and her desire to share her passion with the world. despite the constraints of her royal duties. One seriously surprising fact about Princess Diana that may come as a shock is that the royal never officially graduated from high school. This aspect of her life contrasts sharply with the sophisticated and accomplished image she later cultivated as a member of the British royal family. Diana Frances Spencer's educational journey was quite unconventional, reflecting both her privileged background and the societal expectations of her time. Diana's early education began at home, where she was homeschooled by a governess. This was a common practice among aristocratic families, who often preferred private tutors to provide a tailored education within the comfort and security of their homes. However, Diana's homeschooling period was relatively short, as she soon transitioned to formal schooling. At the age of 9, Diana was sent to Riddlesworth Hall, a preparatory school in Norfolk. Here, she began to experience a more structured educational environment. Nevertheless, her academic performance was described as average, and she did not excel in the traditional subjects of study. Despite this, she displayed an early talent for music, dance, and sports, which were to become lifelong interests. When Diana was 12, she moved to West Heath School in Kent, a boarding school for girls. Her time at West Heath was marked by a mix of achievements and struggles. According to her official biography, Diana was a kind and helpful student, winning an award for being an exceptionally supportive classmate. This accolade highlighted her empathetic nature, a quality that would later define her humanitarian work. However, academically, she faced significant challenges. Diana failed her O-levels twice, which were crucial examinations for students in the British education system. These academic difficulties led to a pivotal decision in Diana's life. At 16, she chose to leave West Heath without completing her studies. Instead, she enrolled at Institut Alpin Vidaminet, a finishing school in Switzerland. Finishing schools were institutions designed to prepare young women of the upper classes for their roles in society, focusing on social graces, etiquette, and cultural education rather than traditional academics. This move was indicative of the expectations placed on her as a member of the British aristocracy. Despite her lack of formal academic qualifications, Diana possessed a range of talents and attributes that would serve her well in her future role. She was particularly gifted in the arts, with a love for music, ballet, and drama. Her artistic inclinations were evident from a young age and continued to flourish throughout her life. These skills, combined with her natural charisma and compassion, helped her connect with people from all walks of life. Diana's educational experiences also shaped her approach to her children's education. Breaking from royal tradition, she ensured that her sons, Prince William and Prince Harry, received an education within the school system. Unlike previous generations of royals who were educated by private tutors or in isolated settings, William and Harry attended prestigious schools where they could interact with peers and receive a more conventional education. This decision reflected Diana's desire to provide her children with a sense of normalcy and to prepare them for their future roles with a broader perspective. Maybe you don't know, several infamous moments in Princess Diana's history didn't make it into The Crown, one of these being her spontaneous dance with John Travolta. This iconic event took place in 1985 during the royal couple's trip to the United States, specifically at a gala dinner held at the White House. Among the distinguished guests were some of Hollywood's biggest stars, including Travolta. This moment has since become a legendary part of Diana's public persona, symbolizing her ability to connect with people from all walks of life and her flair for creating unforgettable moments. According to Paul Burrell, Diana's butler at the time, in his book The Way We Were Remembering Diana, the princess hadn't actually planned to dance with Travolta that night. In fact, she had been hoping for a dance with Mikhail Baryshnikov, the renowned ballet dancer. Diana's passion for ballet and her admiration for Baryshnikov made him her ideal choice for a dance partner. However, the evening took a different turn due to the influence of the event's hosts. Burrell recounts that it was Nancy and Ronald Reagan who orchestrated the dance between Diana and Travolta. The Reagans understood the power of a great photo opportunity and set up the press to capture the moment. The image of Diana, the Princess of Wales, dancing with the Hollywood heartthrob John Travolta was sure to captivate the world's imagination. And it did. This spontaneous dance under the spotlight of the world's media added another layer to Diana's enchanting public image. John Travolta himself has spoken about the experience in various interviews, providing a glimpse into the memorable night. He recalled that Diana, displaying her natural grace and charm, initially attempted to lead the dance. Travolta, remembering his ballroom dancing lessons from school, felt the need to take control and lead her properly. "Well, that's not going to happen. I've got to go back to my school days of learning ballroom dancing and show that I can lead her," he reportedly thought. The dance, lasting several minutes, was a graceful and elegant waltz, mesmerizing everyone present and resulting in one of the most iconic photographs of the era. Besides, Princess Diana had a side that few might expect, a playful and adventurous spirit that occasionally led her into surprising situations. One of the most intriguing stories about her involves a covert night out at a gay bar with her close friends Freddie Mercury and Cleo Rocos. In the 1980s, Princess Diana formed a close friendship with Freddie Mercury, the flamboyant and iconic lead singer of the rock band Queen and actress Cleo Rocos. Their bond was unconventional for a royal, reflecting Diana's desire to live a life that was both grounded and spirited. The trio often shared intimate moments and wild escapades, far removed from the public's perception of the poised Princess of Wales. One particularly memorable incident occurred when Diana decided to join Mercury and Rocos for a night out at the Royal Vauxhall Tavern, a well-known gay bar in London. The venue was a vibrant hub of London's LGBTQ+ community and renowned for its lively atmosphere. Diana's request to accompany her friends to this particular establishment was met with apprehension by both Mercury and Rocos. In Cleo Rocos's memoir, The Power of Three, she recounts their concerns about the potential consequences of Diana's visit to such a bar. They were apprehensive about the possible fallout if Diana's presence became public knowledge. Rocos humorously describes their anxiety. "We pleaded, what would be the headline if you were caught in a gay bar brawl?" Despite their reservations, Diana's enthusiasm was unshakable. She was determined to experience the night with her friends, regardless of the potential risks. On the night of their outing, Diana adopted a clever disguise to blend in with the bar's clientele. She donned an army jacket, aviators, and a cap, an outfit that helped her pass as a gay male model. The disguise was not only practical, but also showcased Diana's willingness to embrace the moment with a touch of humor and daring. Her outfit allowed her to seamlessly integrate into the bar's crowd, evading detection from fellow patrons and staff. Furthermore, Princess Diana also had a rebellious streak that often led her into unexpected and adventurous situations. One particularly entertaining story involves Diana's daring attempt to crash Prince Andrew's stag party alongside her friend and soon-to-be sister-in-law, Sarah Ferguson. In the lead-up to Prince Andrew's wedding to Sarah Ferguson, Diana and Sarah decided to have a bit of fun by attempting to sneak into Andrew's stag party. The idea was both audacious and amusing, embodying Diana's playful spirit and willingness to step outside royal expectations. The plan began with Diana and Sarah disguising themselves in elaborate policewomen outfits, hoping to blend in with the party guests and gain entry to the event. Their intention was to surprise Andrew and perhaps have a laugh at his expense. However, their bold attempt to infiltrate the stag party didn't go as smoothly as they had hoped. Despite their efforts to blend in, their disguise did not manage to fool the partygoers. Undeterred by their failure to enter the party, Diana and Sarah decided to make the most of their evening. They headed to Annabelle's nightclub, a popular and exclusive venue in London known for its vibrant nightlife. At the nightclub, their policewoman costumes led to a rather amusing misunderstanding. The pair was mistaken for kissogram girls, a type of performer who would deliver cheeky, affectionate messages to patrons. Their unconventional attire and the scenario contributed to the confusion, making their presence at the club even more memorable. Lewis, the manager of Annabelle's nightclub, recalled the incident with a touch of humor, noting how effectively Diana and Sarah's disguises had fooled the staff. According to Lewis, they were perfectly disguised and certainly had us fooled. Their playful evening continued with champagne and orange juice, a mix of fun and sophistication befitting their royal status. The night took a more dramatic turn when Diana and Sarah found themselves briefly detained in a police van. The arrest was part of the nightclub's routine checks, and the two women were taken into custody in their costumes. It wasn't until someone recognized Diana that they were released from the police van, adding an extra layer of excitement to their escapade. Upon returning to Buckingham Palace, Diana and Sarah had one final trick up their sleeves. As Andrew's car arrived back at the palace, they stopped him at the entrance, continuing their playful disruption. The episode was a testament to Diana's sense of humor and her ability to find joy in unexpected situations, even within the constraints of royal life. Do you know that Princess Diana's performance of Billy Joel's Uptown Girl, featured in The Crown, is one of the most memorable moments from her time in the public eye? This unique and bold display of her personality was a significant departure from traditional royal decorum and remains an iconic event in her legacy. The story of Diana's performance starts with a surprising and somewhat unconventional gift for her husband, Prince Charles. In 1985, during a charity gala at the Royal Opera House in London, Diana decided to stage a dance performance as a tribute to Charles. The idea was conceived as a playful and affectionate surprise, showcasing Diana's willingness to embrace a less formal side of her royal duties. Wayne Sleep, the acclaimed British dancer and choreographer, was enlisted for this unique performance. The idea was for Diana to join Sleep on stage in a routine that was both unexpected and extravagant. The performance was choreographed to Billy Joel's hit song, Uptown Girl, and was intended to be a lively and entertaining spectacle. However, the performance did not go as smoothly as Diana might have hoped. According to Sleep, the entire event was met with astonishment and even a degree of skepticism. The audience, including Charles, was surprised to see the Princess of Wales take such an active role in a stage performance. Diana's refusal to bow to the royal box before the dance, reportedly saying, "I'm not bowing to him, he's my hubby," highlighted her reluctance to conform to the rigid traditions often associated with royal appearances. Despite the initial reservations, Diana's dance routine was a mix of jazz, ballet, and even a kick line, adding a playful and vibrant touch to the evening. Sleep recalled the performance with a sense of amazement and admiration for Diana's willingness to dive into such an elaborate and demanding performance. The routine had a bit of everything: jazz, ballet, even a kick line, Sleep recounted. At one point, Sleep performed a pirouette, and Diana playfully pushed him down, followed by a dramatic moment where Sleep carried Diana across the stage. The routine was as spectacular as it was unexpected. Diana's performance was characterized by her natural grace and charm, which, despite her occasional missteps, shone through in the routine. Sleep's initial doubts about dancing with Diana, given her height and the challenges of synchronizing with a royal novice, were dispelled by her enthusiasm and commitment to the performance. Although the dance was not well received by Charles and did not achieve the level of acclaim that Diana might have hoped for, it remains a celebrated part of her story. It exemplifies her willingness to defy traditional norms and her ability to bring a sense of fun and spontaneity to her royal duties. The performance was a memorable and daring gesture, demonstrating Diana's desire to connect with her husband in a way that was both personal and public. Princess Diana has a hobby that not everyone knows about. Her fondness for stuffed animals was a charming and unexpected facet of her personality, persisting long into her adulthood and offering a window into her inner world. Despite her status as a global icon, Diana maintained a comforting connection to her childhood through her collection of stuffed toys. The origins of Diana's attachment to her stuffed animals can be traced back to a turbulent period in her early life. At the age of 6, Diana experienced a profound family upheaval when her mother, Frances Shand Kidd, left the family. This departure left Diana and her siblings in the care of their father, John Spencer, who by all accounts became increasingly distant and inattentive. The emotional void left by these changes in her family life contributed to Diana's deep reliance on her stuffed animals for comfort and companionship. According to the ABC documentary The Story of Diana, these toys were more than just childhood objects. They were Diana's solace and source of emotional support during a formative and challenging time. In the midst of a disjointed family life, the stuffed animals provided a sense of stability and affection. By the time Diana was in her 20s, her collection had grown to include around 30 cuddly toys, which she kept lined up at the end of her bed. This habit was not just a nostalgic attachment, but a symbol of the comfort and security she found in these stuffed companions. Vogue highlighted that these toys were integral to Diana's sense of well-being, describing them as her family during her early years. The stuffed animals played a role similar to that of family members or friends, providing Diana with a sense of continuity and emotional safety. Their presence in her bedroom was a private, comforting ritual that she carried into her adult life, despite her royal status and public persona. James Hewitt, who was romantically linked with Diana during her marriage to Prince Charles, recalled her collection with a mix of amusement and affection. He noted the array of stuffed animals that adorned her bed, commenting on the slightly unusual sight of having such a large number of childhood toys in an adult's bedroom. This detail offers a glimpse into Diana's enduring need for comfort and familiarity, even amidst the pressures and scrutiny of royal life. Now, let's talk about Diana's pioneering work in the royal family. Reportedly, Princess Diana's approach to childbirth was revolutionary, marking a significant departure from traditional royal practices. Her choices during the births of her sons, Prince William and Prince Harry, showcased her determination to modernize and personalize the experience, setting new precedents within the British royal family. Traditionally, royal childbirth was a process shrouded in formality and distance. Royal women of the past typically gave birth while under anesthesia, with forceps used to assist in the delivery. The procedure was conducted in a clinical, controlled environment, and the process was often accompanied by considerable secrecy. This method was consistent with the norms of the time, emphasizing privacy and detachment. Princess Diana, however, was determined to challenge these conventions. When she was expecting her first child, Prince William, in 1982, Diana made the decision to give birth at St. Mary's Hospital in Paddington, London, rather than at home. This choice was itself a break from tradition. The decision was driven by Diana's desire to experience a more modern and humanized childbirth, reflecting her progressive attitude toward her royal role. Diana's labor and delivery were marked by her remarkable personal choices. She opted to remain fully awake throughout the process, a stark contrast to the previous royal practice of being anesthetized. This decision not only allowed her to experience the birth more directly, but also involved Prince Charles in a more hands-on manner. He was present during the birth and provided support to Diana, further breaking from the tradition of the father's detached role in childbirth. One of the most significant departures from tradition was Diana's choice to give birth standing up. This position was part of her active approach to labor, which was described by childbirth expert Sheila Kitzinger as the first active royal birth. Diana's decision to stand during childbirth was emblematic of her desire to have a more engaged and less clinical birthing experience. This active stance was a radical shift from the passive reclining position traditionally used by royal mothers, and it underscored her willingness to embrace a more personal and participatory role in the process. Diana's modern approach to childbirth continued with the birth of her second son, Prince Harry, in 1984. Again, she chose St. Mary's Hospital for the delivery, and her hands-on, awake, and standing approach to labor was consistent with her previous experience. This choice further established a new royal precedent. Diana's approach to childbirth had a lasting impact on the royal family and beyond. Her decision set a new standard for how royal births were perceived and conducted. The approach was embraced by subsequent royal mothers, including Kate Middleton and Meghan Markle. Both followed Diana's lead by opting for hospital births rather than home deliveries, and they each chose to be actively involved in their birthing experiences. Kate Middleton's decision to have her children at St. Mary's Hospital and Meghan Markle's choice to deliver at the Portland Hospital reflected the modernized approach to royal childbirth that Diana had pioneered. In addition, during her time as a member of the British royal family, Princess Diana faced relentless media scrutiny and personal challenges, but she also made substantial contributions to numerous charitable causes. Among her most impactful endeavors was her support for the Mines Advisory Group, MAG, an organization dedicated to addressing the global issue of landmines and advocating for their ban. Princess Diana's involvement with MAG began in earnest in 1997, a period when her global influence and charitable work were at their zenith. Her engagement with the issue of landmines was not merely symbolic. She was actively involved in the organization's efforts and made significant strides in raising awareness about the devastating impact of landmines on civilian populations. Her commitment to this cause was not only a testament to her compassion, but also a strategic boost for MAG's campaign.